All right. Okay. So I've actually been in and out of a meditation retreat this whole weekend. And so we're going to just work with a few different things, but mostly it's about being kind to ourselves and being in the space of allowing ourselves, allowing our bodies to do their things, being with ourselves, and doing that in a kind manner, in a gentle manner. Um, there's no getting it right here. However you do it, that's the right thing. And so I'll talk us through this, and I'm going to start laying down on the floor. And first thing is just inviting ourselves and our cells to come in for a landing, coming down into the ground, allowing our weight to settle, and kind of imagining that we are making an imprint of our bodies on the earth. And that imprint might be like your body in the sand, or in your bed, or on the floor, or in the dirt, however you want to think of that imprint coming in. And then imagining that you can nestle into the gravitational pull of the earth. So in a way, I want to say inviting yourself to nestle into the cradle of gravity, letting yourself be fully supported by the ground, fully supported by the earth underneath you. And from that place, let's work with a breath sound. Let's just work with theta breath. It's such a simple breath, and it's just a soft hiss as we come into receiving ourselves, coming into feeling what it's like to be in our bodies right now, to be in our bodies in this moment. So all of this is really for you to do as feels good in your body. If you need to be different, that's fine. Let it work for you. We have so much conditioning to be good and to follow the rules and to do what we're told and to get it right. And so in this coming into your body, there's no such thing as getting it right. Anything you notice, anything you feel, that's the perfect expression of coming into your body. Even if it's resistance. So let's work with the theta breath, soft hissing sound for a few minutes, letting ourselves slow down into that sensation of being here right now. Inviting in any kind of micro movement that feels good or interesting. Allowing your nervous system to unwind. So if there's anything that feels sort of wound up or tight, let it just melt and soften if that feels okay, if that's possible. And if it's not possible, imagine that it is possible. You can take resting breaths anytime you want. And if you feel more active and need to move around more, that's fine. If you feel very still, also fine. However it lands in your body is totally fine. allowing sensations to bubble up, allowing your awareness to notice whatever is coming up without any need to control anything. You don't need to control the environment around you. You don't need to control the inside either. Just allowing yourself to be with yourself. So you're witnessing yourself. It's not like witnessing from the outside looking in. It's like witnessing from the inside looking out. So you're in the space of being with, allowing anything that's arising to arise, and seeing it like the somatic snapshot of sensation, sound, maybe there's visual input there. Just letting yourself see, witnessing from the inside, anything that's arising in sensation, in awareness. Maybe tuning to the sense of growing and shrinking with the breath, which could be happening in a very internal way, or it could be rising to the surface as well. So letting your body respond in whatever way feels delicious or tasty or best as you tune into that breath, the rise and fall of your breath. You can also think of the inhalation bringing a little lightness into your body, and the exhalation just letting yourself melt into the earth, connecting to gravity. So there's this lightness, this levity, and then this gravity as we condense back down. Letting yourself follow that in movement if that feels interesting, or just with the breath and the imagination. And if you're noticing something totally different on another path, that is also fine. Offering yourself the time and the space to tune into your awareness. Inviting and allowing the wisdom of the body to engage with you, to come into your awareness. In some somatic practices, people talk about like the higher intelligence healer within. So if that resonates with you, you could think of that, the wisdom of your own body, having that intelligence, that deep wisdom, and listening into that. The wisdom of your body might also just be playful. whatever's coming up or whatever's arising, just trusting that that is fine and okay for this moment. Doesn't need to be any different. No need to change it. It will change by itself naturally. So feeling free to allow anything to come up through in with your body. And if stories are coming along, that's fine. But try to keep coming back to sensation. So there might be images that float through or stories of your life or tomorrow or yesterday. If they're there, let them sort of pass through like clouds, keeping your awareness present with sensation. Could be sound, could be the breath. It could just be the gravitational pull of the earth, just feeling yourself connecting down. And if you're traveling along and anything uncomfortable or scary comes up, feel free to pause and breathe. You can open your eyes and look around the room, or you can just look at it and be with it. It's only you or some part of you. And if we can come to ourselves in this place of awareness with like a loving kindness, then whatever we're facing has that kindness and compassion too, right? If we are offering our own heart space, our own kindness and compassion to our experience, then whatever's coming back is also part of that heart space, part of that compassion. So for me to really connect to the gravitational pull of the earth, it's helpful for me to sort of sense my bones, the dense parts of my body, and the water in my body as well. And as I'm in my experience, I can let go of planning. I can let go of following a pathway that I know and just invite in novelty. If I feel like I'm traveling down a path that I know really well, I can just slow down and go somewhere else. So the invitation in these somatic practices, often the ones that I'm offering, is to invite novelty. Try things that feel different, that aren't your normal pattern. Or if it feels interesting, just dive deeper and deeper into the pattern that does feel familiar. Go another layer into that pattern. If you feel like there's something you're sort of holding up away from the earth, invite yourself to melt it down. So while I'm playing around here, anytime I notice myself really holding something, if I notice it, then I can go, oh, I can maybe let that go. And for me, the movement and the micro movement are a way of kind of going in there and seeing what's happening. It's easier for me to feel when I'm sensing movement than when I'm in stillness. Or it's more pleasurable. So inviting yourself to really be with yourself and allow sensation, allow awareness to dance together. So the sensation makes it easy to be in awareness. Oh, I feel this thing, or I see this thing, or I hear this thing. Ha. Can I explore it deeper? So let's add a little bit of breath sound if it's interesting for you. No need to do it if it isn't, if it's too much. You can stay in whatever you're doing, but if it feels interesting, let's do the gut breath, which is kind of like you have a little bit of spit in your throat and it's like you're gargling, but with just a little bit of spit. So it sounds like this. Just allowing like bubbles to bubble up and also this fluid and air to come through your throat and mouth like it's coming out of a cave or bubbling up. The pit of the pit of interminable stench, just for that bubbling and popping. Not that you're a pit of interminable stench. I think that's from Labyrinth. But letting this bubbling and popping come up from the depths. So as you're with that breath, if it feels interesting, letting it also kind of enliven and awaken the whole gut body, right? You can use your hands, throat, lips to butt, tongue to tail, just letting that whole tube of your inside of your body wake up with the gut breath, if that feels interesting. So we're kind of feeling into gravity, feeling into lightness. Now let's feel into this like fluidity inside of our body and that whole tubular nature of our innards. It doesn't have to be like that you're bubbling that breath forever. You can swallow down whenever you want and let go of that practice or bring it back. It's kind of like you're getting ready to hawk a loogie, but it's just the spit. It's also kind of like a cat purring. You can also just play with letting out sound without the spit. It's almost for me like you're like for me when I'm using that sound without spit, and I'm not using a vocal cord sound, but it's just the breath. It's almost like casting a spell. And for me, like the spell is deep, deep self acceptance. Everything is okay. Everything is fine, even if it's not. Just in this moment, letting my nervous system know that right now, in this moment, everything is okay. If it's interesting, you can go back and forth between those three different breaths: the theta, soft hiss, the spit, gargling, gut body breath, and then the no spit, just and feel how they percolate in your body, how they play out for you, what kind of dynamics each breath inspires. How do we notice into ourselves? Letting yourself play with open movement, wave-like or tentacle movement, any kind of patterning, or staying very still. That is also completely acceptable. Inviting yourself to let go of anything you can let go of. Let go of a plan. Let go of any cultural conditioning. Let go of any cruelty that you direct towards yourself. That's a good place to start with cruelty. Let go of the stuff that you're doing to yourself. In a kind and gentle manner. Having compassion for this poor human body on this planet. At this moment in time. As soon as I say that, it makes me find, I find deliciousness in that. Oh, I'm a human body on this planet right now. What can I do? What feels good? What's interesting? Is there something fun to play with in my movement or my breath? Or both? think I'm going to add a little bit of music. So the music is probably going to be Jeff Gersh, Ambient Fields. Let the music just influence however you move, and there really are no rules. So anything that feels good to you, that's what you do. There's no right or wrong. Just compassion, kindness for yourself, for your animal body alive on this planet today. I may have to change this music. I'm going to try this one. I'm not sure how it's going to be. Yeah, this is Ambient Fields number 3. All of this stuff is on Bandcamp. I think it's fine. Giving yourself permission to be in any relationship to gravity. You don't have to be laying on the floor. Allowing your exploration to be really playful, really supportive of you as an organism existing alive right now. And trusting that whatever playfulness or whatever experience you're having, that it's okay. You have permission. There isn't a right way. shadow. fade that out. Give you a couple more minutes to rest in the silence of your own experience without the influence of music. I have got a cat that is very interested in playing and attacking right now, so I'm kind of out of it myself. So I'm going to end the live stream. If you are there in TV land, I would say all the things I'm just not going to say